premise. There is no such thing as a good cop. None. Not one. Now, I have always cautioned against taking extreme stances on any issue, and so I paused to consider this assertion. And in doing so, I was able to recollect not just one, but several truly good cops, beginning with the old guard originator of some of those good cops, Commandant Lassard of the Metropolitan Police Academy. And this was just the start of what became an entire list of the many, many, very, very good representatives of law enforcement. If you don't believe me, judge for yourselves. You've got Lieutenant Colombo of the LAPD, Inspector Clouseau of the French Sûreté, Inspector Gadget, Metro City Police Department, Captain Barney Miller of the 12th Precinct. You have highly successful cop duos like Starsky and Hutch, Somerset and Mills, Cagney and Lacey, Smitty and Hoppy. And you even have the lone wolves like Axel Foley and McGruff the Crime Dog. The list seems endless, and yet, as I compiled it, it slowly began to dawn on me that in this, your reality, these singular outstanding peace officers are all fictitious characters. They do not exist in your world. As far as you are concerned, they aren't real. This realization that the only good cops in your reality are all make-believe characters leads us back to the original assertion that in your world there are no good cops. And perhaps this is true. However, there was one once. Frank Serpico of the NYPD. He was a plainclothes detective in New York City in the late 60s and early 70s, who became a cop because he, honest to God, wanted to serve the community and help the people. Now, when he was expected to join in on the business-as-usual bribery, vice, and corruption of the police force, he politely declined, then firmly resisted, then outrightly refused. Dumbfounded by his stubborn lack of cooperation with the clearly defined system which they had established and now upheld, the police leaned on him, coaxed him, threatened him, and eventually ostracized him. Rejecting the label of police pariah, he became a whistleblower on all that corruption. And for breaking ranks with them, his alleged colleagues closed ranks against him, all the way up to the night he was shot, when he could have died, and they turned their backs on him. Oh, he succeeded in bringing the malignance of that system to the attention of the whole world, for which he was rewarded by being induced, with the greatest of ironies, to leave the country like a war criminal, taking refuge in that bastion of expatriated anonymity, Switzerland. Switzerland! That is just how far he had to go in order to distance himself from the long arm of the law. And now, all these years later, you find yourselves at a crossroads in which defunding the police, indeed, dismantling and disbanding the police force altogether, is the order of the day, in favor of social workers, counselors, civic advisors, and consultants all coming together to undertake the policing of society instead. Well, it was the late Commandant Lassard who once launched just such a community outreach program.
I want to welcome all of you to the Academy. You are part of a new and exciting program that I call
Cop. Citizens on patrol.
Citizens on Patrol.
Citizens on patrol.
Citizens on Patrol.
So you see, the idea does have precedented merit. Now, what is not meant is armed vigilantes and unchecked posses out there running wild in the streets. No, you've already got Minutemen, outright extremists, and Proud Boys out there filling that particular void. No, what is meant is a consolidation of solid, responsible, interested individuals who have the good of the community at heart. Let's face it, if everyone had it in them to undertake such responsibility, you would have no need for a centralized police force. But then, perhaps in your reality, such an idea can only be make-believe. As for Frank Serpico, who, as far as I know, is still alive in your world, wherever he is right now, I have no doubt that he is laughing to beat the band. Laughing and crying.